to teach you all about biostimulators, and I'm a huge fan of collagen stimulators. Why? Because as we age, we lose so much collagen. Starting at age 40, you lose 1% of your collagen production per year. Did you know that?
Mm-mm.
How old are you?
48.
See, we're hitting that decade, you and I, where collagen production goes down. So the things I'm doing, I'm taking collagen peptides every day in my coffee, my internal radiance. I have a beauty collagen. It is amazing and such an easy way to add building blocks to make new collagen. Another thing to stimulate collagen to grow is hyperdilute calcium hydroxyapatite. This is also known as Radius. I also love Sculptra for collagen stimulation. I'm doing today a treatment where we started 2 courses of biostimulator, 4 weeks apart, and this is session 2 for beautiful Cassandra, and she's got such nice results. I'm going to show you on the iPad her before pictures where she had a lot of drooping and deflation. So the beautiful thing about growing your own collagen is it lasts and lasts, and it does take 60 days to grow new collagen. So if you're a person who wants overnight results, you can use our regular gel fillers because you can see what you see is what you get instantly with those. But the benefit of long-term increased tone, elasticity, firmness, smoothing of the wrinkles is pretty incredible. So, all right, watch as we do some magic. This is where I've kind of looked at where her face has volume loss. So submalar, nasolabial fold, these creases here that create the marionettes. Here, this is also a little bit of submalar volume loss, and then here the buccal space. So this is where we're going to add a little touch of collagenization and support. And this product is very watery. The reason we add hyperdilution is because it creates much more fibroblast stimulation. When we disperse this calcium molecule out throughout these soft tissues, more fibroblasts can get recruited and more fibroblasts can make more collagen. You can see it's quite drippy, this solution. That's why we have a drape on her, because it's literally like a water concentration. And here I'm going to treat her in the nasolabial folds. We can stimulate some bone production, so I will go down to the piriform on the bone and give a little droplet there, because I think bone density is one of the other gorgeous things that looks good as we age. And then turn to this side. In this study that we're doing, we're using 1 cc for each of these zones. And so I'm kind of just doing a retrograde linear feathering. And if you're not an injector, you don't know what that means. If you are an injector, I'm glad you found me. Hopefully you're going to learn with me at our online course, which is called Modern Aesthetic Theory and Artistry. And I can teach you all the tips and tricks and things you need to know. This isn't a very advanced technique. I would say don't go see any injector for this, because it's very easy to just make someone's face full and fat, and that's not what we want. It really literally has to be placed in perfect planes where there is volume loss, and where we're going to see correction that lifts and beautifies, not just fattens things up. And collagen stimulators are not easy to reverse. So other fillers can be dissolved instantly, right? Our gel fillers, if your lips don't work out, we can dissolve them. With collagen stimulators, this product, the new collagen that you grow, collagen can have a half-life of 15 years. That's amazing for the long-term benefit, but also makes you really think about like who's placing the product, do they know what they're doing, making sure you don't get lumps and nodules, and just really looking for the best result. And also talking to the patients. So patients like to be a little gaunt in here. I think she looks really pretty with her cheekbones, so we're not going to take away all of the gauntness, even though scientifically like that might be the thing to do to make her look 20 again. But many of us don't want to have the roundness of being 20. We like our angles, so I'm going to leave some angles behind. So that volume, a lot of the water content will go away within the first 3 to 5 days. It gets absorbed, the calcium particles stay behind. They tickle and trigger the fibroblasts to wake up and produce new collagen. And then that's a 60-day process. Here we're going to add some product to the skin where the skin folds. If you're a side sleeper, guess what that pillow is doing to your face every day? Right there and right there. So with one session, the previous session, we created some nice increased tone here. Today I'm going to really work on this oral commissure, the downturn corner of the mouth. And we're going to add volume here. When the teeth and the gingiva and the gums, everything loses volume, we tend to get deflation, and it's hard to keep up with bone density change. Here I'm giving a droplet right next to her mandibular ligament because that's a ligament that's going to support this whole wall or buttress right here. And then let's go ahead and do some fanning to get some nice collagen growing in this tissue that gets folded on every night when our head hits the pillow. It's such a hard habit to break, and I have that same habit, but you can see my little droplets dripping, but we can't capture every drop because I got to keep it sterile. And now I'm just going to work on that oral commissure too to give it strength. We don't want bulk here because we don't need fullness, but we do want strength. And then we can see already that the skin doesn't fold as much upon itself. I also like to direct some towards the chin. The chin is such a beacon of strength for the lower face as it ages. So that's one of the important zones that we will focus on. The anterior or 3D projection of the face. So as we get older, it gets flat, it caves in, it droops down. So giving this volume back where the cheeks round out again is so very special. So what you see is nice results. A lot of the water content will go down. Collagen will be left behind. So it won't be obvious looking. It'll be quite subtle and pretty. I'm doing the same thing on this fat pad under the cheekbone. Every face is different. In her case, we have a little malar edema or a little puffy sponge tissue right here. So I got to stay far away from that. We don't want to activate that. And I'm using very small amounts. I do like to place a droplet on the bone structure here, so we're going to go down deep. And then I truly think these collagen biostimulators and regenerative aesthetics is kind of the next frontier of what we need to focus on for our patients, because adding instant volume and gel filler has been a lot of fun for us in the last 10 years of aesthetics. We've given the ladies really beautiful results. We love our gel fillers for soft tissues like the under eyes, the lips, and nasal folds. They're excellent products, but they have to be used correctly and not overused. And so putting some foundation in on top of that to give the long-term support is pretty critical. I'm lucky in my practice. I've been doing that for close to 24 years now, because Sculptra is 25 years old, and I started Sculptra a really long time ago, and that's one of my favorite biostimulators. Radius as well. I really noticed the powerful biostimulatory effect of the calcium hydroxyapatite product. I'm doing a ton of it this year. We've used it for body, for cellulite dimples, for its superior, I think, in the neck. It does a great job with the neck wash for crepe texture. So great way to treat textural change. And here we have some thinning because we've been doing some masseter Botox. And now we're just adding soft volumization, because if we thin too much here, guess what happens? These tissues fall forward, so we want them to tend up and stay backwards. And the last little bit, I'm going to also work on some of the fine lines of the skin. This little fanning technique into the dermis improves cheek wrinkles, fine lines and cheek wrinkles. Okay, good. That's good. We can pause there and I'll get the next syringe. Problematic area of the face for women as we get into our 30s to 50s and we side sleep and we notice jowling developing. So step 1 for jowling is lifting the cheek up high and lateral. That helps a lot. Step 2 is building jawline structure. We're going to work on step 3, which is collagen foundation building here in the marionette fold. And I'm going to feather some of our product in with retrograde linear threads, kind of building a buttress and wall of support. I want the skin to be firm, like when we were 20. Nothing bent or creased. It didn't matter if I slept upside down or slept on my face. Everything just sprang back. Now we get into 30 and 40 and things don't spring back as well. Now the muscles of the mouth start to pull down, the depressor anguli oris muscles. They sometimes are chronically in a downward pull, and we put Botox in that. That helps a lot. But even more important is a little bit of collagen stimulation. Let's also treat that mandibular ligament, giving a droplet there. Ligaments of the face age, like rubber bands, like last year's bathing suit, they lose their stretch. And so when we re-trigger stimulation in those, they'll tighten up, stiffen up, and hold the jowl back in place. And then, of course, a little bit coming towards the chin, because I think that's very important for lower face strength. And that's it. That's a quick treatment. That's treating 3 important zones of aging of the face: submalar, the buccal space, the prejowl sulcus. And the result looks really very lovely. Take a look. Take a look. It looks gorgeous.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm still in shock. This is so cool. Oh my god.
Very cool. And even better that it's going to last a long time and give, like, you know, permanent strength to the tissues of the face. I love it. All right, if you're an injector and you just learned a whole hell of a lot from us, I think you did. Come join us at Modern Aesthetic Theory and Artistry. That is our Instagram page where we teach an online course for injectors from all around the world. Not everybody gives you all their techniques like this. I just give a ton of content because I had to learn when no one was teaching. I taught myself basically, and I think it's so great to be able to give back to the field of aesthetics and teach young injectors and people who want to learn all these tips and tricks. So check it out. And don't forget to like, follow, and rank and rate and review our video. Subscribe to our channel. Love you guys. Stay beautiful.